WinnersWin061122. Dr. Christopher Coakley, President. And I just want to spend a little time with you on this morning's Winners Win on a lot of things that are just kind of going through my mind. Please excuse my voice. As some of you may know, and many of you may not, I did have a bout with COVID for 2 weeks, and I believe I'm 98% back. Just every now and then I got a little, especially in the morning, congestion, slight cough. So please excuse that if that happens a few times throughout this video. But do understand and believe I am on my way back to 100%. I feel great. I'm ready to go. I'm fit to fight. Just every now and then you get a little bit of that. So let me talk about a few things that are on my mind. I'm probably going to be all over the place, and then I'll be done. But I always speak from my heart. I always speak from my experiences. I always speak, from the perspective of someone who's pretty much been a rep all my life, building a business in this industry of network marketing. And so let me do some housekeeping first. We're in a new month. We're in the month of June. June is absolutely a phenomenal month. It's right before we go into the summer months, which is when we do a lot of the travel meetings and conventions. As each of you know, we have a convention coming up in August at Bayamita, right in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It's going to be, the resort itself is less than a year old. It's absolutely stunning. The agenda we have planned is absolutely incredible. But here's the one thing. We've probably got about 6 rooms left. I know my number's always behind because I can't keep up with what corporate is doing. So it might even be less, but we don't have many rooms left. So if it was your plan, if it's your goal, if it's your desire to be at this convention and get the bombshell announcements, right there face to face, then you want to make sure you book your room ASAP. Don't think you have time, that we're not going to go into July. You're not going to get a last minute room in August. These rooms are gone. They're gone. This resort is packed. I don't know that we can get any more. So let's not play that game of last minute. Get together, who you're going to be rooming with, who are you going with. Pull out that credit card, beg, borrow, do not steal. But get to that convention. You don't want to miss it. This isn't a vacation. This is business. And so you can't afford not to go. So you want to make sure you get to that convention. Next, I want to say this. This is a new month. Make sure you set your goals. If you're in business for yourself, you should have a goal of how much profit you intend to make. What's your income goal for the month of June? How many you should, if you're saying I can't afford to go to the convention, then you should have a goal to make enough money to be able to outright pay to go to the convention. That should be your minimum goal, and go for it. So make your income goal. You need to have a goal of profitability if you're going to be in a business. Make a growth goal. How many new business partners are you going to add to your network? Our whole objective is to build a network of people who love to travel. How many? 5, 10, 15? There is no right number except the number you set, and then do everything in your power to hit it. So make sure you set a growth goal of how many new teammates you're going to add to your network, and then set a personal growth goal. Decide every day you're going to be a little bit better. And the way to do that is really simple. You got to feed your soul to grow. And that means you got to read. That means you got to practice, drill, rehearse your things in your business. You got to work on getting better. You're not just going to get better. See, naturally, we don't get better. We die. It's like we grow all the way up to a certain age, and then we start dying all the way down until we're done. But you can make that growth an incredible experience. and you can continue to grow mentally to the day you die if you make a choice to put in the work ethic to do that. That is completely up to you. Age really is just a number. And coach proved that to me every day. So make sure you set your goals for the month. You get in position, you're ready to go. And I know I'm late. I'm saying this on the 4th. So I'm really only talking to the people who forgot, or the people who procrastinate, or the people who run in late. The superstars did all of this, on the 31st, preparing for the 1st to take off running. So I know I'm being redundant. I'm just covering the things that I don't want you to miss, because I know even the best sometimes wake up a little slow, a little, disoriented. We announced some great new changes that we're going to go over in an upcoming conference call next week. Make sure you're on that conference call to hear some of the adjustments we're making to the promotions that's going to make it simpler for you to get promoted. And so some of you can set a goal to be promoted at the upcoming convention. So we're going to cover that coming up. Make sure you check your emails for all the details of a conference call that we have coming up Thursday of this coming week. So you don't want to miss that. That is absolutely going to be phenomenal when you hear those announcements, and you're going to be ready to take the next step to get promoted, in your business. Now, let me talk about business, because you see, that's what we are. And we don't pretend to be anything else. And I've had a lot of conversations this week, because almost every week something new pops up. Either another MLM company or network marketing company selling a different product, or another one deciding to take a shot at travel. But something new pops up all the time. And when it does, sometimes we forget what we've already got, and we start looking at the new shiny thing. But what you got to remember is that we are a complete business opportunity, which is why we cost money. See, cost is only an issue in the absence of value. That's the bottom line. And when I look at what other people value, for instance, I just saw an advertisement online that they will build me an Amazon store that they guarantee will make $80,000 in the first year. And they'll do that for $30,000. And I won't have to do nothing. They'll build it, they'll stock it. When people buy, they'll ship it. They'll run it the first year. I'll invest 30, make 80. And people are doing it. Their business is booming, selling an online retail store, Amazon store, that they'll build. Now, you could build it yourself for a lot less, but they know most people don't want to do the work. So they offer to build it for you for $30,000. And then I think our business is online travel. All in might cost you $600 with business cards and everything. And we have people who've made over $100,000 in their first 12 months. 500 to make 100, or 30,000 to make 80. Sometimes we forget, because it's so much fun, that it's a business. Sometimes we forget the stories of the leaders who come before us and how they benefited from this business. All 4 That's $600 startup. Now, some people go, yeah, I've heard, oh, but yeah, but but that monthly, nowhere have I ever seen that you can make a 6 to 7 figure income with no monthly expense. Nowhere. Nobody. At no level. If somebody tells you that, they're not being honest. Now, you can call these expenses different things. They can be products that you have to buy, supplies that you have to order, marketing that you have to do, or just overhead. Don't matter what you call it. You're going to have expenses. You cannot run a business and make money with no overhead. Do not get caught up in the word games. Because, guys, we run a complete travel business. Well, I don't want to do that much work. You don't have to. Do whatever part you want. What do I mean? Okay, some people say, I can join for free. You can join our business for free. You can become a member of the Vortex and book your personal travel at a discount. It costs you nothing and you have no monthly expenses. You will not make money, but you can save money on your travel and be a member of our Vortex for free. So that exists. So anybody saying you can join them for free for discounts, we already have that. You can rightfully say that and build a whole team of Vortex customers if that's what you want to do. Companies are saying we have no monthly expense. You see, you can join for free, no monthly. You can have no monthly expense to save on travel. Now let's move to the real reason people get involved in network marketing or multi-level marketing. It's to make money. That's the real reason most people get involved. I don't care what the products are. I don't care. Most people get involved to make money. That's why. Now you got to believe in the way to make money. So you want to believe in the products and you want to sell something that does what it say it does, and you can have character and integrity in what you're saying because your product delivers. All of that's important, what type of business you go in, but you're still going in it to make money. You don't buy a McDonald's because your game plan is to eat burgers every day. You buy a McDonald's to make money. So to make money here or anywhere else, there will be a monthly expense. Now, some people say, well, in this business, my expense is buying supplies and products, and I can sell them and make back my monthly expense. In our business, your monthly expense is your overhead. And if you're building your network of people, you should make way more than your overhead back. Plus, your overhead has a built-in residual income, which allows you to work today and get paid forever that your network exists. When your overhead is product, you only get paid when that product sells. And then you have to take a percentage of that money and buy new product. And then you get paid when you sell that product. Then you have to take a percentage of that money and buy new product. And then you get paid when you sell all that product. And so every day you wake up having to sell that new product every day. But I can build a network here of thousands of people. And at some point, I can stop. And the residual income on the thousands of people and what each of their businesses produce, I get a percentage. I can make money for the rest of my life. See, I've been in this industry almost 40 years, with just two companies. The first 20 years with a company, I worked my butt off for the first 10. And at 10 years, I decided I was done going in the field and recruiting and selling. And then the second 10 years, I overrode that organization for 10 years. So I worked 10 and then got paid for 10 more before I retired. See, I don't know about you, but I don't mind having overhead expense. If I can work and get paid for 10, then decide to cut my work back to support for our team and get paid a whole nother 10 before I retired. Now here's the kicker. And then I retired in 2003. And here we are, 2022. 19 years later, I guess that is. And I still get a paycheck of residual income from that business that I started in 1986. 1986, 2022, I still get a pay. Now, it's not huge, not a huge check, but last I checked, money is money. If I'm getting any money does not require me to work, that's based on work I did from 1986 to 1996. And then I've been getting a residual. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And then I retired for 3 years and did nothing but travel the world. I think I went to 60 different countries and wrote a book in my 3 years of retirement before I would be introduced to the travel industry by business partners from the financial industry that I had retired from as Coach and Scott. And we've gone on to build a business in travel. And I started as a rep in 2006. And in 2 years, I built a few thousand people in my network and got a ton of $1,000 bonuses and even a $10,000 bonus. And then I moved from being a rep into corporate and now into ownership. I still get a check from those initial 2,000 people I built in 2006 to 2008. We're in 2022, and I still get a check from the work I did between 2006 and 2008. You know why? Because this business has monthly overhead that part of it is your residual built in. So you can get paid tomorrow for your efforts today. Now, I started by saying that price is only an issue in the absence of value. You can't tell me there's better value than that. Right now, they have a list of the highest paid dead celebrities. Because in the entertainment industry, what allows people to build generational wealth is that there is a royalty, which is another word for residual income, that continues to pay you for work that you've done. See, Prince will never make another album, but his family will get a royalty check from his music forever. Michael Jackson will never make another song, but his family will get a residual check from the songs he did make, from the work he did do forever. Elvis Presley's been dead for probably 50 years, and yet his family still makes millions from the work he did. That's the value of a residual income. That's the value of having a monthly overhead. So don't ever let somebody tell you that it's better to be free. I've never seen anything free generate wealth. Name me one thing free that generates wealth. It's tough to name me one thing free. Name it to me. Water's not even free. And for it to generate wealth, people had to bottle it and sell it. Money, not free. You name me something free, I'll show you how it's a charity. And the only people who make money from charities are the people who own them, because you're allowed to pay yourself from the donations of to the charity. So understand what you have. You have a vortex. People can join for free with no overhead to get discounts on their personal travel. So if they just want to travel, they don't want to make money, they're not interested in having a business, they just want to travel at a discount, sign them in your vortex, and they can do that. And then if they want to make money, then show them two things. One, become an SBA, which gives you the ability to build a network of people as big and as far and wide as you like. And that network will pay you enough upfront money to make a living and enough residual income to build a legacy that will pay your children's children. Then show them the tip and top product, tip being the travel income product, because I ask people two questions, really one double question. And that is, what would you like to achieve? Just make money from travel? Or do you intend to be an avid traveler yourself and would like all the perks and benefits of traveling as an insider? What is your goal? See, guys, we can fulfill either one of those. If they say, just make money, I don't even really like to travel. You go, well, Chris, why would somebody join if they don't like to travel? Why would somebody buy a McDonald's if they don't really eat hamburgers? To make money. So if they say, Chris, I want to make money, not so concerned about travel perks or discounts, I don't travel that much, then you upgrade to the tip product. It has a $2.99 one-time upfront start, $99 a month. And now you have an online booking engine. An online booking engine. You can give it a name, Chris Shooting Star Travel. And people can go to my website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even when I'm asleep, they can book travel and I make money. They can get their passport application in and I make money. They can buy tickets to events and sporting events and concerts and I make money. And I don't have to do anything. The only thing I have to do is market my site. Let people know it's there. Every time I talk to someone about anything, at some point say, well, I own an online travel and entertainment business. Here's my card. The next time you decide to travel, go to a sporting event, a concert, or anything, give me an opportunity to compete for your business. Go to my website and check it out. If I'm cheaper, book with me. If I'm not, no harm, no foul. Is that fair enough? Great. Here's my card to everybody that comes near me. That's all I got to do. I don't got to practice nothing. I don't got to read nothing. I don't got to study nothing. I don't got to take no tests. I just own a business. I pay my monthly overhead and I hand out my cards. And if somebody says to me, wow, that's awesome. How can I get in that business? I bring them to take a look at a presentation. After the presentation, I get them set up as an SBA. So if anybody asks them, how can they do it? They can show them like I'm showing them. And then I ask them a question. Are you just interested in making money in the travel industry? Or do you plan to be an avid traveler? So you'd like to take advantage of all the perks and discounts and benefits of traveling like an owner, like an insider. And if they say, just make money, set them up with the tip package. If they say, I want all the benefits involved, set them up with the top package where they get everything that's in the tip, plus the discounted membership where they can travel wholesale. They can shop wholesale. You got it all. If you love travel and want to be in the travel industry, then you want it all. I don't even understand how some companies call themselves travel and they don't even have it all. See, what if you want to get more in depth than just have a website that you hand out business cards? You can look at our travel agent program and literally build an entire business from the resources of travel. You could decide to become a wedding planner. You could decide to become a corporate convention planner. You could decide to become a family reunion specialist. You can decide to become a charitable organization specialist. You could decide to become a luxury specialist, private jets, yachts. And you can make money from all of it. From that $299 setup investment, $99 a month. So now you got a website that you do nothing, that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then you have a travel agent resource center where you could do anything. You could become a big game hunting African safari specialist. Or you could do none of that and still own it. And you could show other people how they can do all of that, and you can make a percentage of what their business does for setting it up. See, when you own a McDonald's, you make money from your McDonald's, but you can own 100 of them and make money from each one of them. Like you can build a network of 100 people and make a little bit from each one of the people in your network for $3.99, for $2.99 and $99 a month. And then one of the perks of being an owner is a loyalty program where we give you a 7-day land expense vacation every year for your loyalty for 12 months, because we don't ever want you to not be able to take a vacation and get all the medicinal healing benefits of just taking a break and making memories with your family. Now, everything I just said is worth thousands upon thousands of dollars. I could do a commercial and sell what I just explained Surge is for $30,000 and still prove it's worth every dime. And yet we do it for $5 and $99 a month. And there are people questioning the value, trying to figure out how you can succeed for free in a country where no one has ever succeeded for free. See, sometimes, guys, when something seems too good to be true, it's because it is. So many people lose money every year chasing shiny objects that appear to be too good to be true. I watch people invest in things because people are promising rates of return that are astronomical. I was in the investment industry. I had a Series 6, Series 63, and Principal 26 investment and securities license. You're not even allowed to promise some of the rate of returns that people are out here promising. It's criminal. You'd go to jail. And yet I see people invest in stuff with no prospectus, promising all types of returns. And then they're angry and hurt when they lose all their money, their life savings. But they chase the shiny object into a hole. How you make money, how you build wealth in America is built on the same principles and foundations for everybody. See, it's like the game of Monopoly. The rules are the rules. Yet still some people will win and some people will lose. But the foundation of the game Monopoly is the same. If somebody comes in and tries to change the foundation, the rules, or refuse to play by them, typically lose. Now, in the game, there's all types of strategies. If you look at the Fortune list of wealthiest people, they made their money all kinds of different ways. Some of them baffle. You know, there are people worth hundreds of millions of dollars because of ketchup. And then there's people on the list whose family has generationally made millions from candy. And then there's people on the list who've made generational wealth of millions from oil. And there's people who've made generations of wealth from electricity. And there's people who've made generations of wealth from minerals. There's people who've made generations of wealth from livestock, cattle, pigs, chickens. These businesses are nothing alike. The ketchup and chicken is nothing alike, but it's built on the same foundation. See, whether you're gonna make ketchup or whether you're gonna raise chickens, you need a location. You need land. You need a building. You need supplies. You will have overhead costs. And you have to get somebody in the end to buy your ketchup or buy your chicken. See, even though the products are vastly different, the procedure, the foundation of the rules is the same. You will need somewhere to make that ketchup, like you will need somewhere to raise, then slaughter, then package those chickens. then you will need some way to get that ketchup to market, like you're going to need some way to get that chicken to market. And then you've got to market and advertise your ketchup and convince people it's the best. And you got to market and advertise your chicken and convince people it's the best. And he who sells the most ketchup will make millions, just like he or she who sells the most chicken will make millions. When someone tries to explain to you that it does not work that way anymore, be weary. Now, some of you go, but Chris, the internet changed everything. Did it? Because I just started this whole training with to have an Amazon online retail store. I got to pay $30,000 to build it. I've got to pay some monthly amount for the bandwidth to host it. I got to pay some amount of storage for a location to keep my product supplied and ship it when somebody places an order to their house. And then Amazon, I've got to pay them a certain amount of money to market it so that people buy mine as opposed to the thousands of other Amazon stores that also exist online. How is that different than ketchup or chicken? Oh, my location is online, but I still got to pay for it. See, whether I pay for a physical location, an online location, I still got to pay for a location. I still got overhead. I still got a process or procedure to bring the product to market. And I still got to convince people to buy mine rather than somebody else's for me to make millions. And I still had to put $30,000 up front before I got a dime back to build. See, it doesn't matter whether it's brick and mortar or online internet. The ground rules are the same. So rather than be frustrated by the overhead costs, rather than be frustrated by the expense of running a business, rather than be frustrated by how hard it is or how much work you have to do, why not focus on the fact that the end result is you can make millions and build generational wealth for your family that pays them long after you're gone if you're willing to do the work. Stop playing, people. Travel is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, which means there's more than enough room for everyone who can hear my voice to make millions, and we still will not have touched 5% of the market. So your chances of success are extremely good if you're willing to do the work. Right now in the pandemic, the top 10 growth companies, 7 out of 10 are in the travel industry. Right now, in the middle of this mess we're going through. Travel and transportation are 7 out of the 10 of the fastest growing segments, which means your chances of success are very good. I can make it simple, but I can't make it easy. So rather than whine and complain and be frustrated, why not be excited and focused and work hard and win? And if you decide to do that, I'll see you at the top, the tip top, the very top. Thanks for joining me on Winners Win. See you again next time.
Well, there you have it, y'all.
That was phenomenal.
Wasn't it off the? That was off the chain. Oh my goodness gracious! I mean, there were so many nuggets, and he gave us so much ammunition. I'm just so incredibly. I was blown away. But you know what? I want to ask some questions and get this discussion going. First one is, I'm going to ask y'all, just like we ask our prospects, what was the one thing that you like best that Coach, that Dr. Coakley shared with us on Winners Win?
I like the fact that every time I hear something different, and it's just the fact that you want to create residual income, something that continues to come in, you know, no matter whether you're working or not.
I like that too. And anybody else? What was the one thing that you heard that you really liked?
And this is Brenda.
Hey, Brenda.
And, hey, what I like, and this is totally different from what anybody else might have liked out of what we just heard. I like the part about the shiny new thing. You know, guys, that shiny new thing is not new and it's not shiny. But for some reason, we always look at that shiny new thing like it's the best thing since apple pie and white bread. But you know what? Everything that's on the other side of the grass is not always green, but we fall into that trap of the shiny new thing. And what I can say is beware of the shiny new thing, because it's going to come to us. It's going to be presented to us. We're going to hear about it. We're going to want to check it out. Beware of the shiny new thing. That's one of the things that I got out of this. Back to you, Ann.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm going to talk about that later too. I want to hear some more. What else? What did you get? What did you get? What is the one thing that you got from what Dr. Coakley shared? Anybody else?
Well, you know what? I love the fact that he always talks about the truth about it. You know, that this business is a $8 trillion industry. I mean, and growing. It's growing, and the piece of the pie, just a piece of the pie, can help your family, you know, enhance their generations of family if you do the work. Once you let go and just do that work, I think I was talking to Janie a couple times about a couple things. Is set your hours, post it up there and be there. You know, do the work. Put a list together of what the work is this day. Do the work. Back to you guys.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Great nuggets. Great nuggets. Anybody else? Michelle, I think I heard you trying to break in.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, yes. I mean, a big thing, a resounding point that he just keeps making over and over and over, and which is so important, and why people are seemingly want to go for that shiny object is you know, a business is not better to be free, and you can't succeed for free. You know, paying some overhead is important, and it's essential for your residual income. So that's just, so people just don't get it, you know. But then you get out what you put out, right? So you get what you put in. So if you get nothing, you know, going in, then don't expect too much coming out. So it's just a matter of the mindset and what people really what they want to do. So yeah, free. You can't succeed for free.
Got it. That's amazing. You're absolutely right, man. So many nuggets. Anybody else out there?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's y'all doing?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, yeah, I'll tell you what I got out of this was, you know, listening to Dr. Coakley. And again, you know, the new thing ain't always the best thing. You know, it's like, you know, we're going to the club and meeting somebody, and then, you know, they give you all the works and talking, and they're like, oh, yeah, this sounds good. And then you find out they're married, you know? you know, and we got sip your tea on that one, and sip your tea on that one. But the bottom line is that we got a product, and we got a product, we got a business, we got a system that is in place. Why would you want to try? And if you made hundreds of thousands of residual income, why would you want to change? Well, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm excited about where I'm going. And I'm excited about the people who are going to go there with me, the new ones, and the quote unquote old heads like Barbara Boone, and some of the other folk that are here. So I'm just happy about that. This is going to be, the rest of 2022 is going to be great. And through 23, 24, 25, this industry is poised for an explosion. We've all seen the statistics. We all seen what just happened yesterday, that the TSA or whomever, said that you no longer have to worry about,
testing to come back in.
That's right. Yeah.
Testing to come back in the
It's some
country.
great stuff. Yeah. All right, y'all. To talk to you later. I'm listening. I'll listen now.
Great,
Ann,
great. Go ahead.
Can I make another point?
Absolutely.
He also said something that grabbed me, and I think it probably grabbed most of you all as well. He talked about his business that he was in way back when, that he worked 10 years in that business. And those 10 years in that business is still giving him a residual income today. Now, the point that he said was, and I hope that you guys got this, he's still getting a residual income. He said, it might not be a lot, but it's still money coming in every month. Every month. Now you take that and couple it with a shiny new thing. Are you going to get a residual income every month just doing absolutely nothing, because he's not doing anything with that business now? That's gone. But he get paid each and every month. So when people are presenting you with shiny new things, I have to think about a couple of things. First of all, I have to think of where I'm at right now, my age, my family, everything that's going on right now. Do I really want to invest in a shiny new thing where I know where I'm at now? I get a residual income each and every month. Each and every month, an income that I can put in the bank each and every month. You don't know if you're going to do that with that shiny new thing. And the things that people are coming to you with now, they're not offering those kind of things. And I know because they have been coming to me all the time. Back to you, Ann.
Wow, you're absolutely right. Great, great, great nugget. Great nugget. Great nugget. That shiny new thing. Anybody else?
Yes. One thing about it, Brenda, when you say those checks are coming, they're coming like clockwork.
Yep.
But they are going to cash.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
Depend on
Girl,
that.
drop the mic.
Yes.
Just saying.
You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The checks do cash, and that's one thing that I have to give our leadership, because even in bad times, they did what they had to do so those checks cash.
Absolutely.
And so I know there were some people who were saying, who told me, oh, well, I didn't get my commission check, or I didn't get this. And generally, I went down this whole rabbit hole. Hey, they didn't get, and generally it was because of something they didn't do. Either they didn't submit their commission claim form, or something wonky went on with the whole trip, or just a whole bunch of stuff. But anything that I've researched, and sometimes people didn't even realize, like when we got this check, people had wrong addresses on I was just like, well, they can't get the check to you if they don't have your correct address. How about that? So, I mean, it's just, you really have to take people's complaints with grains of salt. Yeah, I had to really think about, you know what? People will make a whole bunch of noise and be as wrong as I don't know what, wrong. You know, just be like, you know what? Oh yeah, I never got my commission check. Well, that was because it got returned back to the office because you didn't have the correct address on your account, you know. So it was just, I mean, I've truly learned that through the years that people will make a whole lot of noise and not be, and just be as wrong as I don't know what. So I definitely can relate to that. Anybody else? I mean, it was chock full of so many points. Did anybody else have anything that you got from this morning's Winners Win? Go ahead.
I mean, pretty much everybody said everything, but what the main thing I did like was the residual checks, shiny objects, and every time we turn around, excuse my alarm, there's a new company that's coming out. And through this whole pandemic, what it really grabs me is, you know, there's been a lot of companies that's just now coming back into works. We have been going since 2020 in this pandemic with people traveling. Y'all gone to Bali, to all these great places that some folks just now today with the restriction being lifted can't do until today. So yeah, it was a really great thing. I was actually looking forward to this week because of of everything that's been going on.
There has been a lot going on. You're absolutely right. And you make some very good points that, you know, people are just getting into traveling where we've been doing it consistently all along. There's still been people who've been booking group trips. There's still been people who've been serving clients and customers. And, you know, even though we weren't supposed to travel, we've been traveling safely. And so I get that. You're absolutely right. Anybody else? Did you get anything else from this morning's Winners Win? We got residual income. We got shiny new thing. We got $1 trillion industry. You can't succeed for free. New is not always best. The checks have and they do cash. And then we've been consistent. We've been consistently providing our product of travel even through the pandemic. Anybody else?
You know, and go ahead,
No,
Brian.
please, no, ladies first.
Oh, well, thank you. So he started out this morning with things that we've known about forever. Even before this business, you've always been taught to set your goals. I mean, if you want to make an A in your math class in high school, then you have to set your goal to study a couple of nights a week. You need to, you know, brush up on this and that. So, and I think we fall short of that sometimes because of life, and life is going to happen all the time. All the time, life is, something's going to come into your life, into your space, that's going to just change everything. But then we have to think about, and this is what I got about from when I first got started in the business. You got to think about your why. And see, when you think about your why, then your goals will come back to you automatically. Why am I doing this? What can I do? Why am I here? Why did I get started? When you think about your why, because your why is going to make you cry. When you think about your why, then setting those goals daily and not just monthly, each and every day. To me, I have to set a goal. I have to set a goal each and every day. It turns into a week. It turns into a month. So it's not just setting a goal for the month. For me, I have to set a goal every day. When I get up, after I say my morning prayers, I have to say, this is my goal for today, which turn into a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. So when he talked about that goal, even just not only personal, but business as well, both of those things to me was very important. So that kind of hit home to me again. It just solidified what I do every day. Back to you, Ann.
That is amazing, because I thought that was amazing too, just in terms of how he started out with setting goals. And it was a wake-up call for me, because although I may set my goals, I don't revisit them. And you're right, he has been preaching that from the beginning. You should have a card where you're reviewing your goals every single day. And I do notice a difference. When I review my goals every single day, I do make activities to reach my goals a priority. I find a way to fit it in. And when I don't, it kind of slides through the day, slides through the crack. Before I know it, the day is over and I haven't done as much as I should have to reach my goals. And so I think that's a key point that successful people know, that that's the first thing is you've got to set your goals, and you got to know where you're going, where you're going. What's the thing? What's the outcome that you want? I work in a secure environment, and one of the things, and I work with the Navy, and one of the things that we do is, especially now, I'm trying to kind of make sure I tell you what I can tell you, but especially now, with what's happening in Poland, a lot of times we have to discuss the outcome. If this happens, how do we want to proceed, and what are the things that need to happen? And so the same way our government agencies and entities are having those discussions, we have to have those discussions with our business. And you're absolutely right, because guess what? Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen with funding that happen all the time. That funding that you thought you were going to get, Congress will say, oh, no, you're not going to get it. So guess what? You got to take funding from something else to be able, but first you got to analyze how important this is. How important is this that we actually get this done? And so there's so many things happening in the world, and it really goes down to a lot of the stuff that we're learning now. Right. That you're absolutely right. What's the goal? What's the end game? And if you don't know the end game, then how are you going to get there? One thing Michelle McDaniel started out by saying was she was talking about residual income. And those of us who want to retire and retire well know the impact of residual income. Like Dr. Coakley said, being able to get a check every month that you didn't have to work for.
Yeah.
I don't care if it buys me a tank of gas.
That's absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
like, thank you. Because, especially right now with Social Security becoming non-existent and, people having to work longer now, it is just, being able to work in a business that will allow us to make money and continue to make money if we do it right, But the only way that's going to happen is if you stick and stay. If you bounce from this thing to this thing, you never have a chance to accumulate that residual income, and so that you have enough to retire. So I know a couple people who've just been bouncing around, and they asked me, as you probably know, I'm not going to say the name, but they went from cryptocurrency, then they went to CBD, then they went back to some old YTB directors put together this exclusive travel service that came out a couple months ago. They did their whole launch, and then I hadn't heard anything else from them. Okay, they came out with a launch. They were like, Ann, you need to come look at this. I was like, no, I'm cool, because I know I used to work with y'all, so I know how this is gonna go. I almost know how this is gonna go, but you know what? Y'all go ahead. And
I wish you could see my face.
I said, y'all was messy when y'all was with YTB. I know this is about to be a mess, and so it is as quickly as it came up. I haven't heard anything else about it. It is just slowly, just no one's saying anything, no one's doing. I was just like, see. And so, and then this one person that has been jumping from pillar to post, I'm feeling sorry for him, because for him and his family, because they could have been so much further. They were on a great trajectory with our company and got frustrated and then started looking for something else. And so that's one thing that I okay, Michelle, thank you so much for joining us this morning. But that's one thing that I know, that again, that shiny object. And sometimes when we get disheartened or you know, disappointed, and we feel like, oh, this is not working, that is the time when you just really just kick it in and stick and stay, because things will turn themselves around. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has challenges. I was at a meeting at work yesterday, and then one of the PMs actually said, hey, we were talking about some equipment that the Navy was supposed to buy. And somehow they snuck a clause in one of our contracts that now put the responsibility for maintenance of that equipment on us. And I'm glad I was in this meeting, because I'm new to this contract, and and everybody missed it. But our top program manager said, wait, hold up, wait a minute. I'm sorry, read that again. And he said, now, when did that happen? He was like, oh, no. He was like, no, we're not going to accept. Everybody missed it except him. And that reminds me of our leadership, because he said, oh, no, we're not going to take responsibility for something that they jacked up, and now they're going to try to slip it in on us to maintain it. He said, this right here is a dying cause, because we told them when they created this particular entity that it wasn't going to work. And now that it's not working, they want us to try to maintain it. Nope, it's not happening. Reject it. And nobody caught it except him. And the lesson for me, just listening in on that call, was that number one, know your contracts. But number two, that's why you have leadership, because the leadership can catch something. You know, they have that experience. They can catch something that somebody else can't catch. Like Dr. Coakley said, hey, you know what? Let me just tell you why this is not going to work, because they've been down this road before and they've seen these types of things. And so we're just so blessed to have that type of leadership that's open and honest and willing to say, hey, you know what? These are you can do what you want to do, but these are the reasons why we think it won't work. And so those are some of the things that I got. Did anybody else have anything anything else that you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, and yes, and I just wanted to go back and piggyback. I mean, these are all great points. I mean, wow, it was a chock full of nuggets. But one of the things I wanted to go back on and talking about, you know, people have their panties in a bunch, excuse the expression, about the overhead and that $99.95, right? And they want to quickly jump ship and say, oh, I can get this for free over here. Well, you know what? If you really knew what you had over here, why you get so excited about something new and won't tell everybody? If you just told 6 people when you stayed where you were, you would have gotten rid of the daggone free, you know, the $99.95, if it was that important to you, you know, and you would have kept everything else that goes along with it instead of going with what you don't know, because you're excited about something you think you want, because you're going to get, you know, the free shiny object. So that just bothers me. It's like, now y'all want to jump ship, be excited, tell everybody, because you want it for free when you could have had it over here if you just told 6 people. Back to you, man.
You are absolutely right. I hear the passion.
Know what you have, embrace it, appreciate it, and do the work. Do the work.
Exactly. I get it. I hear your passion, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And to me, a lot of people who are complaining about the $99.95 are, if you really looked at it, you know, if you ask, well, okay, you're talking about $99.95 and you're not getting a return. How much is your cable bill? And what's your return? How much did the cable company pay you this month? Or how much, you know, okay, you go shopping every month, and I know you pay more than you spend more than $100. how much is that? How is that bringing money back into your household? And so, you know, that's something else to just consider and just say, okay, you screaming about this $99.95 that gives you an opportunity to make money, when if you really started to plug the leaks, you'll find that you might be spending a lot more than that $99.95 per month in other areas. Just something that I thought about. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything that you wanted to share this morning? This is a great, robust discussion, and I really appreciate your input.
Yes. You know, I used to work in the financial service field as well, and I had my Series 6. And whenever you sat down with somebody and you said, hey, you know, here's a recommendation of a investment that I think that you should go into, you can't, like Dr. Coakley said, you can't promise them anything. But the point I'm getting at is it's written down in there what the past has been for that particular fund. You can take a look at the past, and then you can make a non emotional decision. And let me say that again, a non-emotional decision. You can make a rational decision, you know, based upon the facts that you have in front of it. Like you said, I didn't even know about the, you know, I wasn't here when you know, things went down with YTB, but I know the story. And we just talk about this current brand new thing. This was somebody that was here and left the way that they left.
And came back and left again.
You see my facial expression? You know? And then you're going to be like, oh, well, and look, people change, okay? People change, but if the $99 is what's getting to you, or if there's something else that's personal that's getting to you, then have a talk with the people that you got an issue with, and don't make irrational decisions. The $99 is a temporary, feeling hard, having hardship and making the $99 is a temporary thing. Like you just said, how'd you do with your taxes last year because of that $99? How? Didn't you have a great tax year and you like to talk to people about how great the tax year for you was and how great I'm making it personal, I'm sorry. You know, but the bottom line is don't make irrational decisions, because look, y'all, 2 years from now, there may be something else. Shoot, 6 months from now, there may be something else. And we all have to make a determination of what we got now versus what somebody else is talking about. And then just make a determination on to whether or not we like what we got going on. So with that being the case, at least for me, in the next 6 months, or actually I'm gonna say between now and August the 23rd, if y'all get what I'm saying, run, 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 build, 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 show the value. When people see the value, why wouldn't they want to do the $99 for what we have? Come on, man. It don't make no sense to me. Back to you.
I agree, Brian. I think that's why getting that training is so important, and making sure that not only our new people are trained, but even our existing people go into that back office and get that training, even if you have to just walk them through and just say, okay, let's do this training today. Let's do this, and have a discussion afterwards so that they understand exactly. I think it's worth it so that you understand exactly, everybody understands exactly what they have. Because, you know, isn't it Scott that says, hey, the best way to hide something from people is to put it in our back office. And that training is right in our back office. And I know some people on my team that still have not taken the time to just look at it. If they just took one training every single week, it would have been taken care of. And so I just think it's so important that I think people jump ship because they really, really don't understand what they have. Or I think what's important too is that how you ask people to join your business. If you say to someone, hey, do me a favor, give me $100, and I'm going to sign you up in my business. That's going to help me get to my next level. I'd like for you to do some training, but give me $100. And then if you sign somebody, some people up as well, then you will get $500. Let me help you turn that $100 into $500. Well, that is a totally different conversation and a totally different way to approach it. So that may give you your temporary results, but most people aren't looking at a business. Most people don't really understand what they have, because now they're just saying, hey, I'm giving you $100 to make 500. And, you know, and if you say, hey, you just need to be active for 2 months, you know, give me $100, that's going to pay for your 79 and 1 month of your activation. It's crazy for you to think that those people are going to remain active, because that wasn't the conversation that you had. So at the end of that, they're going to say, oh, well, I did what I invested $100. Hey, I got my 500. I told those people to invest 100 and you get your 500. But my whole point is, whenever you try to okie doke people, it always comes back to you. So it's just better to just, if someone says, hey, no, I'm not interested, it's better to take that and definitely go on to somebody else, as opposed to you front loading your team with all of these people who have no idea what's going on. And then you're going to try to get them to go to a training. Well, that's not what they signed up for. They signed up for $100 to make 500. And so that's just something else that, remember, don't bait and switch people. Whatever you talk about in the beginning is what they're going to expect. You can't say, oh, I'm gonna, you know, get one, you give me 100, I'm gonna show you how to make 500, and then expect them to then want to be a part of a business. That's not what they got started for. They got started to basically just because you got better odds than going to the casino. Okay, well, shoot, I give you 100, I'm gonna make 500. I bring 7 people that also do, and actually get 100, and we just keep this thing going. Well, that's what they got started for. And so that's something else to think about in terms of how people get started. And it also gives our company a bad name, because now those people are like, oh yeah, I got started with Surge 365. I paid my $100 and I was supposed to get 500, and I didn't get that, because that's all they know. That's all we told them. And so it's just so important. I know someone
not showing them the value again.
Right, not at all, not even talking about the value, just really just slamming people, getting them in. And so and then realize that for that 79, you really don't get paid until they upgrade to, you get the 500, but you really don't get paid until they upgrade to the tip or the top package. And so if you don't have them enrolled or getting through the training to be able to do that, you're constantly just running. They coming in and they going out. They coming in and going out. And so you're doing this running and staying in the same spot.
That is so true with you saying that, Ann, because I remember when I was doing, well, I really didn't connect with just give me a favor thing. I didn't really connect well with that at all. And so I didn't really produce that too much at all. But yet the thing is, as you say that when the training comes to play, I asked them before they sign up, are you going to be willing to be coachable? Are you going to be not answering the phone? I asked them right there. I don't know if Janie heard me. I asked one lady, Angel, you got to be coachable. You got to be trainable. You got to be willing to do the training. And you got to be, accessible to from when I send you some things that you need to do, and I got them to do the trainings. I'm still, we're still hanging on the fence. Let them know, hey, you know what? You do have to produce. You give me some names. Let's get on the phone. We got to call these people. I'm going to show you how to do it. Just give me the names, give me the call. Let's do it. You introduce me, I go for it. And this is how the training goes. So you have to know the training to be able to produce it to yourself. So, and the person did, like Huey, like I said, my cousin Huey, he listened, he even writes notes every time he get on it. That's why he's a little late sometimes, because he's gathering his paper and pen, because he's got a book full of notes, and they're in one section. They're not all over the place. And he writes really neat. And I'm like, gosh, dude, I wish I had your handwriting, And, you do have to do that. That's the only way. That is the only way to stay consistent and persistent. Those words that you guys were using the other day, and essence, to get those different things that you're asking, that you're asking about. Am I going to get this? Am I going to get this? Yeah, if you do the work. Once you lay down the foundation that you will be working, you're going to get it. And it happens like that. You have to do the work. Back to you guys.
You're absolutely right, Rhonda. I must admit that repetition is the key. And the more you hear things, the more you hear it, it begins to sink in and you begin to get it. But before that, if you're not plugging in, if you're not getting the training, if you're not making an effort, everything kind of is just foggy. You never really get it. And so even writing notes, with me, I like to write notes because that makes me think about what that person said, or what is it that I'm writing, or what. And then when I read it, if it doesn't make sense, then that means that even I didn't understand what was happening, or I messed up in my notes or whatever. But that gives me an opportunity to ask that question again and say, okay, what was it that you said? What was the point that was made? And so it's so important to write those notes so that you get clarity and you can go back to that as well. I think a lot of times I know for a fact that I might be talking, and that's just one side of the communication. If the person is not hearing or understanding what I've said, it's not communication. It's not effective communication. So you are absolutely right in that it's a responsibility for training, and even in a discussion, that you feedback, give that communicator feedback in terms of what you understood that they said. That's why this is so important. Absolutely. That is why this conversation is so important, because we all heard different key topics.
Yep. And you know what, and also with that being said, that packet that you give them with the survey in there, to explain them the value of taking the vacation, the value of doing the game plan interview. That green paper is green, but it's white if you take a photocopy of it. And the trifold, that I put all in a packet. Right when I signed up, I made them watch the 20-minute video right then and there, or they wouldn't get in the packet. But the thing is, that packet, they need to do the same with their prospect, their client, whoever that is. They need to have that same packet readily available. And when we go back to it, then you need to have it on your file. You take a copy, you get them a copy, whatever you're going to do. But you need to have a copy so you can be able to go back to them and tell them what we said. This is what you saw in your game plan interview. Remember that? That's what you said you wanted. Let's go for that, okay? Because I'm here for you to help you get that done. Whatever it takes, I'm going to help you get that done, and let's stay on course, okay? And
let's
then
talk about that. Let's talk about that, Rhonda. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Just one more thing before you do. I don't put the compensation plan in there, but what I do is after that conversation of giving that packet,
I text it to them. I text them the compensation plan, so it's on their phone. I tell them where it's at. But I text it to them so they can go back and you don't be having all them questions calling me and telling me about them questions, but they do. It's on their text. Back to you guys.
Okay, but isn't the compensation on the trifold?
The
On the back
whole
of the
compensation
on the back
plan.
of the
I give them the whole one back in that back office that has compensation plan under SBA documents.
Yeah, so you
I
text the
text
entire
it to 'em.
document to them.
I text them the whole thing in order. Make sure it's in order. Don't miss the pages, mix it up. So because they're gonna get mixed up too.
Right.
Give it to them in page 1, page 2, page 3, send it to them just like that.
Awesome. Now, what does your packet include? Arlen just shared with me recently, well, not even recently, you know what, she shared it with me and I didn't open the file. Let me be honest, it was my fault. She shared with me the trifold, and I'm just getting around to really looking at it. It is an absolutely amazing document. And that's what we're using at the event, at the Cleveland event. And so we're definitely giving that. And I think it's awesome because, you know, that gives people that are in the room something to take away from, and also they can write notes and that kind of stuff. So you're saying that your packet includes that trifold and what else?
Yeah, it includes the trifold, it includes the survey, you know, the one with the where would you go and all that. You know, yes, you ready to sign up, or yes, you're interested in making money. And then the one with the vacation results, what the results happen to you on your vacations, you know, low blood pressure, all that kind of thing. I forget what the name of that title of that is, but you can
the health benefits of taking a vacation.
The health benefit. I put that in there. And I like put that. I also put in the SBA application because I need them to make copies so they can make copies. They don't have to fill that one out because they've already filled it out. They watched a 20-minute video, but they have access to one. So they can make copies to go forward and go ahead and make some themselves and have them, and the game plan interview. Because we're not going to do the game plan interview right then and there if we have that group meeting like we're going to have today. We're not going to have that group meeting. We're not going to have that group session that me and you one-on-one.
But wait a minute.
We're going to have it in the document in the packet. So when we refer it to it the next day when I make my appointment with you, you're going to have it, you're going to jot it down, and you're going to text me that, or I'm going to be there with you and I'm going to make a copy of it by my phone and I'm printing it out. So okay,
Roger, I'm missing something. So this is a packet that you give. I thought this was a packet that you give to people when they sign up. So now I got clarity.
When you sign up, that's when I give it to them. When they're signing up, I'm giving them this when they watch the 20-minute video.
After they watch the 20-minute video,
I'm giving them their package.
Okay, but then it sounded like you were saying that like an event that you're having today.
Yeah, I'm over here now at the Houston event. So if someone signs up,
y'all not gonna watch the 20-minute video.
No. If they're signing up, if they say, hey, I'm signing up. Okay, I got my laptop up, it's over, or whatever. Or we're taking them in the next room. I'm signing them up and they're signing up and they're watching the 20-minute video. Here's your packet. This is what it is. And now I'm going to
So wait, hold up. I'm sorry, Rhonda. So you have them watch the 20-minute video at the event.
Yes, we go into a side room. We're going, if they say, hey, I gotta go, but I'm ready to sign up, I'm taking them to the other side of another room, signing them up, which we had a waiting room, which we didn't even use because it was over and everybody started signing up at the end. But we had access to another room to sign people up. Okay, but I gotta go because I gotta get her. I gotta help her set up.
Go ahead. That's a lot.
Janie,
okay, that's amazing. That's effective.
Janie, see if you could throw something in there because I gave it information to Janie. Bye-bye, you guys.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right, thank you. So y'all, that's Rhonda out of California. She actually hosts a weekly event. She actually has a space and she hosts a weekly event. And so it's amazing that this conversation kind of went to that. And so I think that's awesome because and they have a very good closure rate. And it sounds like based on their process, based on her process, they also have a very good rate of people kind of getting engaged quickly. Because, you know, sometimes people can leave the event and then they don't seem to get engaged. It's difficult. So I kind of like this. Janie, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, but when the event, once they sign up, and it's always a quiet space for them to watch that. Anytime somebody sign up, we instantly have them watch that video right away. It's a part of the sign up, so we don't miss that step.
So how do y'all arrange that? So number one, you've got a separate room that you can use, so everybody just knows to bring their laptops.
Yeah. So yes, Coach Arlen tell us everybody bring your laptop. Nobody leave your laptop at home.
Oh,
so
okay.
When the people want to sign up, everybody pulling out their laptops.
Okay.
Just
And
sign
so
up.
do y'all have headphones, or do you bring, or do people just sit, you just connect and have somebody sit in front of a laptop and watch the 20-minute video?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, just connect and have them watch the 20-minute video. Now, if it's noisy, because sometimes people are like hugging and talking.
Yeah.
You just put them over in a little space where they can hear, and turn up the volume. And most of the time, 90% of the time they can hear. If they can't, we go out in the lobby and then they listen to it in the lobby.
Okay. I like that. I like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Okay. And then after they watch the 20-minute video, you give them the package that includes the survey, the vacation health benefits, the SBA application, and the game plan interview.
Yes.
But you're not doing the game plan interview right then and there. You're going to make an appointment to do the game plan interview.
Yeah, it all depends on the person. So if the person say, well, you show them what's in the packet and you say, if you would like to fill out the game plan interview, or would you like to schedule an appointment? And if they say we schedule appointment. But if some people say, yeah, we could do it right now, and then just do it right then and there.
Okay, so when do you do anything to help them download the app?
The mobile app, yes. Now, so after they watch the 20-minute video and I'm walking them to their car or walking them out, I say, let's download the mobile app while we're walking. And they download the mobile app.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. And you put all of these documents in a folder, in an envelope, or what?
Yeah, so it's a purple folder that you could get from the Dollar Tree, the 99-cent store. And it's like, or the Staples, you could get 4 for $1. Purple, because school is over, so everything is on sale. And you put it inside of the folder.
Okay.
Where it has lit inside the folder.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So Brian, I know that you put together a packet as well. And also it was Barbara, you put together a packet. Does y'all's packet mirror this, or did y'all do something different?
Yes, mine did.
Okay, so you're putting in the vacation health benefits, the SBA application, the game plan interview, and the survey.
The only thing I didn't do was the vacation piece, but that sounds good. So I'll start putting that in.
Okay, and then do you text the compensation plan later on?
No, actually, I had put the compensation plan in there, and it was something that we would do later on.
Okay. And do you guys get together to get them signed up on the mobile app immediately?
Yes, they signed up on the mobile app right after they finished watching the video. It's like, hey, let's just do it now. Take a second.
Okay, so your system, y'all's system is, number one, get them to watch that 20-minute video right off the break. Then, then you want to, do you actually, Janie, do y'all go through the packet and tell them what it is when you're giving it to them? Barbara? Okay,
Yes.
so you actually go through it and tell them what it is.
Yes.
And then
And
you
the-
schedule their game plan interview right there.
Yes.
Now, how are y'all doing this if someone signs up virtually?
The same. The
So when
same.
someone signs up virtually, you automatically say, hey, we're gonna watch this 20-minute video, and then
Yes.
say, okay, let me go ahead and get you signed up with the mobile app. And then you go through the package to getting started. So this is the onboarding process. You get started with the, then you send them the packet electronically.
No, so when we do it virtually, so what happened was through the pandemic, we were signing up people, but then they wouldn't do the 20-minute the training. And so
Right.
people were missing out on their point. So I was like, we need to do it as a part of the sign up because they don't know how long the sign up is. So that
Exactly.
is the part of the sign up now. And then so Coach Arlen has CET Stay Connected, which is open to everybody.
Right.
And so after we finish with the video, then we go to their back office, show them how to get to their back office, have them download the mobile app, and then we take them to CET Stay Connected to show them the quick start checklist is on there. So we
Right.
open it up and then we go over it with them. We write down the information on our end and then put it all in a paper, in a packet, and give it to them when we see them.
So you give it to them. So what if you sign up somebody that's not in your local area?
We mail it to them.
You're actually copying the dockets and mailing it to them, as opposed to just sending it to them via email.
Yes. So when I have a person that lives in Atlanta, we went
Right.
through the CET Stay Connected. We did all the documents, the quick start checklist, excuse me, I'm barely waking up, and the game plan interview, and
so you're filling it out. That's what you're saying. You're actually filling it out.
Yes, I'm filling it out.
So you're actually mailing them. You're mailing them the filled in documents. You're not just mailing them the documents. You're mailing them the afterwards. Okay, that's okay. So when Rhonda was saying, when she pulls it up and says, oh, remember, this is what you said you wanted to accomplish. So they have it in a packet.
Yes.
That's what I was missing. Okay, so at the thing, you're actually filling it out, and then you're mailing them the copies of your documents of what it was that they said.
Yeah. So you have a copy and they have a copy.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is extensive. I wasn't doing all of this. I need to really revamp.
And then when you're doing those things, you get to know the person, you get to have a conversation, the kids be running through, you say, oh, the kids running through, you got kids, and how old are they? Because sometimes we don't know the people. We just put them on a video and they sign up.
Exactly. Okay, well, I have to really rethink that's extensive, and I have to really rethink and go through it. And so you don't do that all at the same time. You schedule about how much time does this take?
About 30 minutes.
And what's been y'all's results? What are the results? Do you find that people, now that you know them, do you find that people tend to be more active longer? Do you find that what have been your results?
It's both. Sometimes people are more active and sometimes they still go astray.
Okay.
There's no guarantee that they'll stay, but it gives them the information. And then when you follow up, because I have a person that I did all of these steps with, and then they text me and told me that right now wasn't the time for them to, do the business or whatever, but they have all those documents so they can look through them. I still invite them to stuff. I still share the webinars with them and keep them engaged as well, even though that they're not doing anything.
Okay. Anybody else? I know Brian and Barbara, you guys kind of talked about this onboarding process. How is that working for y'all?
I need to increase that, because I was just about to ask, who was that? Was that Janie that was just talking?
Yeah, that was Janie.
You know, I want to find out, Janie, what has been the you know, you asked about the results, but you know, what has been the results of people going from the 79 and then upgrading to the top? Have you, the tip or the top, have you been pretty successful at that?
Well, yes. So
how much success have you had with that is my question. That's my question.
Success with the ones that want to be travel agents. I have 2 tops and 1 tip result of the 79.
Okay.
And so the travel agents, so with the travel agent, I don't show them, I don't put them on Scott's video. I don't give them that video. I show them the travel videos. I show them the reward trip. And then I show them YTB in the Vortex only. And then I ask them, if you would like more savings for you and your family, I can show you the membership if you have time. If they have time, I show them the membership and they get the time.
Okay.
So I always give them what they want. If you put them, if somebody just want to be a travel agent and you put them on Scott's, they're gonna instantly say, "Oh no, I don't want to do that," and then you lost them.
Right. Yeah.
So I've had pretty good, you know, success from the 79. I still have people in the pipeline saying that they do want the top and they do want the tip. So I'm just dripping on them and still inviting them to different events, because those people paradigm haven't changed yet. So I still send them videos of Steve Harvey, Eric Thomas, encouraging videos throughout the week and stuff. So
okay.
The reason I asked is just because we used to do these packets, but I just did not see, we weren't seeing the benefit, and people weren't really referring back to the packets. And it just seemed to be, especially when you get to mailing it, it just seemed to, and then, you know, the ink and all of that stuff, it just seemed to be a cost, even with the going to making sure we had the folders. We just went on or went to Staples and got a whole bunch of folders. And we just did not see that people really appreciated it. We felt, and then that's just, that was our results. We felt like we were putting this effort into it, but we didn't, I didn't feel like people really appreciate, or even that they even, because that's your ink, that's your paper, that's your time, and even the folders and putting it together. And it was difficult to get people, I found, to get people to duplicate it. So I'd be very, very interested in, or you know, people to duplicate it and people to feel that they even wanted to duplicate it. When we would say, okay, when you have your new person, you need to, you know, that you need to provide the packet, and, you know, and it was very difficult. And so we thought people were duplicating, then they weren't. And then those new people was like, nah, we didn't get no packet. What are you talking about? And so I just really, I don't know what, obviously if it's working for y'all, it's working. And I don't know, I'm trying to evaluate what I may have, what steps I may have missed, because it just, when we were doing it, it just didn't seem to be as successful. But I'm willing to try it again. I'm willing to try it again and see, you know, kind of start really tracking the results and seeing what we could do. Michelle,
I think one of the things that I found that was helpful on the back end, as far as myself, it was when they kept calling, asking for the same question. And, you know, here's everything together. You know, you have some blank paper here. Make the notes, keep them all together. And it was trying to get them, when they get started, to help keep them organized. Because, and I'm guilty of that writing something here, writing something there, then trying to put it all together. But like you say, because I'm writing in one place, then okay, well, when I get back home, transfer it to the, the place where I have all my notes, and or stick that piece of paper here so that everything's together. So I figured if they could at least get organized off the bat, then it'll help them out. And like I say, some it did, and then I had one that just said, "Oh, it was in the back seat when you gave it to me, it was still there." But then too, that was a person who was actually computer savvy. So, and I chalked it up that, hey, she's techie, she likes to do things online. And, but the other ones, they said that they found it helpful, and they would go out, with it if they get stuck, okay, as opposed to it's in my mobile app or, this or that, then it's right there. Because I look at it, different levels of people, and you got to know where they are. Some people like paper, some people like to write, some people put it in the palm of the hand and just, like to they don't like paper. So it just depends on the person.
Well, I get it. I know whenever you join something, it's always good to get something in the mail, something that you could put your hands on and say, "Ooh, I am now, I'm a member of this. This is mine. This is what I did." And you show it. I generally show it to Nick. It's like, "Hey, look what I got," and da 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 da. So I get getting something to kind of seals the deal mentally that, oh wow, this is what I did. So I get it. And I'm going to incorporate, I am going to incorporate this. I think it's a great idea. It'll just be interesting to see what the results are and track it and see, okay, of these, because the other thing is that we don't get paid until they sign up, until number one, until we have 7. So we get the 500 that will help offset the cost of your time and resources of putting the package together, not to mention postage, because postage is off the chain. And then you have to delay the reward until somebody actually signs up as a tip or top. So you're investing until someone signs up as a tip or top package. And so for someone that's new, that's already wanting to make money, if I knew that their money was tight, then I would probably need to absorb this expense, because if they barely had enough to get started anyway, I know they're not going to have enough to do. I would feel bad asking them to do this as in addition to what they're doing. But then again, then that would also say, okay, then I'm not going, you can't sign up someone that's broke, someone that has enough money and resources to do the business aspects of the business.
So what Jackie did and Michelle, they do the same thing. A lot of CET do the same thing. Jackie will buy the supplies to give to my team members when they sign up before I was a team builder, or Michelle would give them the stuff before I became a team builder. When I became a team builder, then I supplied the stuff for my team and their team members.
Okay, so you give them the packets and everything. So when they're getting ready, they say, okay, here are your getting started supplies for your first 7 or whatnot.
Right.
I can see that happening. Okay.
And then, Jackie and Michelle also suggest that because when I started in the business, I mismanaged my money. So I was broke. So I didn't have the money to fund anything. And so Coach Arlen do a debt consolidation class and training. So all that helped me to get on track. But they suggest that you buy a printer and get instant ink, and so that you can make the copies, and you just pay one price every month. You can make as many copies as you like, and the ink is going to keep coming. And so they suggest that as well for the people when they become a team builder, because now you're investing.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. The company is called Instant Ink?
Yeah, it's called instant ink.
And it refuels the ink in your printer? I hadn't heard about this.
Yes, it's called instant ink.
And so you pay a monthly fee and it sends you ink every month?
Every time your computer is low of ink, it's automatically put in the mail. You go to your mailbox and your ink is there, and then your computer will print out a paper and says your ink is low and you already had a box, and you send you put the ink, you replace the ink, and you send the old cartridges back, and they send you an envelope to send it back.
And that's why this is a mastermind. And what now? Instant ink? Instant ink, how do you spell this?
Wait, instant, let me.
Instant ink?
Yes, instant ink. Let me get it.
Instantink.com.
Instant ink, yeah.
Girl, thank you.
INSTANT ink.
You for real.
So do you have to have
Instantink.com. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do you have to have their printer also in order to take advantage of that instant ink service that you have? Because you mentioned that they automatically detect when your printer is out of ink, which seems to imply.
No,
okay.
so you download the mobile app and you put your information of what kind of computer you have in the app, and then it knows from there what kind of computer you have. Because I had an old printer, now I have a better printer than the other one I had before. But either way, you're gonna put your information in the back.
Okay, but you say that they detect when you're running out of ink, right?
Yeah, they detect.
How do they detect that? Is some type of sensor or something that you put on your printer that lets them know or something?
Well, my printer has Bluetooth. My printer has Bluetooth, so I know exactly how they would detect. Because even yeah.
Or the sensor might be on the ink cartridge itself. That would make sense too.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, Michelle is an engineer by trade. Let me just tell you, she's gonna ask you 11,000 questions. She's gonna try to work it out in her mind before. So if she's asking questions that's beyond your scope, as she often does to me, just say, you know what, I really don't know. I really don't know, because she's trying to work it out. She's trying to build the ink cartridge in her mind. That's what she's doing.
I was trying to understand the process. I just wanted to make it clear, because there was a gap there when she said, that it senses that you out of ink. So I'm like, wait a minute, does that mean you got to have their printer? How they know that?
It was a gap for you. It wasn't a gap for the rest of us, because we figured we signed up and they figured it out. They would figure it out. It was a gap for you.
It might have been a gap for someone else. There's no stupid question. I'm sorry.
There is no stupid question. But girl, you take it to a whole, it's your engineering background. You take it to a whole nother level. Me, I'm just gonna sign up and be like, what y'all need? What information y'all need? What y'all got this? And then if my ink don't come, I was like, y'all said y'all was gonna send the ink and I didn't get the ink. What happened? But I'm not gonna figure out what the gap is.
I'm gonna send you the manifest. I took a picture of it, and I'm gonna send it in the manifest to practice. And also, those questions that the people come back and keep asking and keep asking and keep asking, you have to keep telling them and keep telling them and keep telling them. So I was one of those people that needed to get more information. And I kept asking the same questions. Although I had the packet in front of me, I didn't understand it. I didn't grasp it. And my sponsor was getting annoyed, right? And she was like, you got this information right there, and you need to refer to it. And I said, hold up, right? Just hold up. If I'm asking you this information, I really truly need to understand it, because if I don't understand it, you're going to lose me and I'm going to leave. And she was like, oh my God, like nobody never said that. I said, but how many people you had leave? Because you're getting annoyed with answering these questions. So just FYI, do not get annoyed. Some people take longer than others, and just keep sharing the information so you could build better relationships with them.
I received that. And you're absolutely right. So Michelle, keep asking your questions, girl. But I don't know. So That being said, did anybody else have anything that you wanted to add? Thank you so much, Janie. That was, if nothing else, Instant Ink, that was amazing. Here we go. I didn't even know that service was out there. InstantInk.com. Anybody else? Because I know there have been times we just run out of ink and have to go down to Staples or someplace and get some more. So it'd be great to have a service that will absolutely replenish it. So that would be awesome. Anybody else? We have got to end this. I've got a follow-up call I've got to make in about 7 minutes. So did anybody else have any issues, questions, comments, concerns? This was absolutely a great discussion. And I just appreciate y'all's time and participation.
Well, I just want to add one thing.
Sure.
Okay, who's that? I just wanted to say that, you know, that this is awesome. And this last discussion about putting together a package and putting people on the track and putting them on, getting them started right is critical, because it goes back to what Dr. Christopher Coakley was saying, which is kind of subtle, but it was important. It's like he said it kind of indirectly, understanding, you know, what is your goal and what would you like to achieve? And oftentimes the success of people does rise and fall on the leadership and the kind of people that they are following. And one of the things that I've gotten from someone that jumped ship or had left service some time ago, their excuse, well, I call it an excuse, being an orphanated person, is that they were saying, well, I didn't have no leadership. There was no one here, you know, left to give me any type of guidance or whatever. And I'm like, well, neither did I. My sponsor left, but I didn't join the business for them. I joined it for myself. But oftentimes people value or their success on, you know, who led them or who's leading them, and they put that responsibility on the sponsorship. So oftentimes they jump the ship because they're looking for, you know, something that's going to give them what they feel like they can have somewhere else, or they either have no one to follow, or they follow the type of people that are exhibiting that inconsistent behavior and following the shiny object. So if you're doing your best to be the kind of leader that's going to ensure retention, then hey, you've done your part. Otherwise, then they're just that type of person that don't have the mindset to do what's necessary. So
that's why when they go through the assembly line, after they complete all 6 days, we send them a certificate. We give them a certificate. We put it in a frame. If they live close, we take it to them. We take a picture, shaking their hand, giving them their certificate. Those people are still active. They got something. They've done something. They have accomplished something. A lot of people don't get awards and stuff, and they like that.
I like that.
So if you're not able to get on that CET every day, do you just say, hey, my team members should be on this morning? And so you're tracking them through that. And I must admit, number one, it is, you know, so you're tracking them through each one of those days to be able to give them that certificate. Or are you following up with them that day and saying, hey, did you get on this training? Or what was your feedback and that kind of stuff? And then afterwards, give them the certificate.
So everybody that joins onto the assembly line, we take a screenshot and then ask if people are added on, come on later, whatever, we write down their names. Every day we do that so that we can see who did all 6 days.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Write down their names. We write down every day. Each class, write down everybody's name, or I take a screenshot. And if people come on late, I add those names of the guests. And that's how we keep track.
Okay, but the assembly line does not include the book review, right? That's not a part of the assembly line, right? That's extra.
No, and nor is by proctor.
Okay. Okay. And nor is Winners Win on Tuesdays.
Nor is Winners Win.
Okay.
And so what we found out was, you know, when you give the people the award, they be so happy. They go hang it on their wall. Because who's getting awards? Who's you know, when you sign them up in the business, people don't generally get rewarded for things that they do from their job. You have to be really high up in your company to get an award. And so here at $79, 6 days, you get a reward. You get an award. And I mean, it's the little things. And so those people are still active. Those people are still paying their $20. They haven't upgraded yet, but my prayer is that they all upgrade. And then you guys check out Coach Arlen, CETStayConnected.com. She have all kinds of travel surveys, gift certificates that you could print out and give to them. In our packet that I give out, I give them gift certificates with their name on it and their travel site on it as a gift. So, yeah.
I saw that, and I put the website in the chat. I didn't know it was a public website. I didn't know that Coach Arlen. I thought Coach Arlen. I didn't know if it was okay to distribute that. But yeah, CET Stay Connected is a phenomenal resource, and I put that in the chat for those that are on this forum. And so you're absolutely right. I encourage y'all to definitely look at the resources and what she's created and implement as much as possible.
Yeah, some of those documents that's in there, some of her team members created them, like Glenda created some, and Dr. J, and then the company used them. So it's very valuable. Yeah, that's a public site for anybody. She always says, send them to CET Stay Connected. Send them to CET Stay Connected.
Okay, awesome. Well, then if she says that, then definitely, I know she's told me that. So CET Stay Connected, y'all will see it. And it is definitely a phenomenal resource. And I encourage y'all to go and use what you can, because there's so much stuff, and it doesn't make sense to recreate the wheel. It has saved me so much time. So it doesn't make sense to recreate the wheel if it's already out there. So so definitely, this has been phenomenal, y'all. I have got to make this call, and so this is it. Hopefully, everybody got as much out of this as I did. I did record, so we're going to be. I will definitely make this a recording available. So this is again just absolutely amazing information. Thank y'all for your input. And I just look forward to seeing each one of you at the top. And I'm going to, Brian and Barbara, I'm going to work on putting my and Janie, I'm going to work on, and Michelle, you'll see, let's work on putting our packages together. And I'm going to definitely register for Instant Ink. I'm going to do that today and see how this works. But if nothing else, everybody, please visit CETStayConnected.com to see what resources are available that you can use and you can implement immediately to increase your team as well. So with that being said, y'all, thank y'all so much. Love y'all. God bless. Have a fantastic day. Make it a great day. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you all. And this was amazing today. I really appreciate all the time.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank
one
you.
now. 7 o'clock.
Here we go. 7 o'clock, surge. Men who surge.